Hello everyone, it's that time of the month again when I get to answer any of the questions the community want to ask, and we're pretty open about these questions. Sometimes we might have to email you the information, but overall we try and get the answers here. So the first one is from Katie Ward. When will Argent Street footpaths be fixed? A job number was put in back in 2017 and the big holes and cracks still haven't been fixed. Look, Katie, I asked the staff to have a search for that job number. If you can send it to me, we'll follow up. We've committed over $13 million to fix footpaths over the next 10 years. $13 million. If you have a footpath complaint, contact us straight away. If it's not followed up, come back to us. In the meantime, Katie, let me know where the problem is, because there's a lot of problems in our footpaths. I know recently that next to the National Parks office, the footpath there, we received a complaint, fixed very quickly. So let us know, give us the details, and if you're sending in those personal messages, try and put as much detail, and I'll ask the staff where we're up to. Josie Andrews asked, are there any plans of replacing the grey gums trees with nice green trees to line our street? Council's always reluctant to remove any of our trees, but when we do, or when one falls, that we replace them 2 for 1, as people know. We're not going to plant big grey gums anymore, and we're actually looking at what should be planted. So if you've got some suggestions, please let us know. The other thing is that we're actually applying or considering applying for a $10 million loan, and part of that is the upgrade to Argent Street, including banners and trees. So again, if you have any ideas of what trees we should be planting, just send us an email and let us know. Thank you for that. This is from Paula Clare. Would council borrow another $10 million for ratepayers to repay? Will the funds be available for much needed community projects, or will they be earmarked and locked away for the library project and marked untouchable? Thanks, Paula, a really good question. We're actually out on public consultation about the loan at the moment, so send in any of your thoughts. We've already locked money away for the library project, and we've already lobbied the government, so predominantly that money is already set aside. This $10 million is about those big community projects, and they're including looking at the redevelopment of O'Neill Park, because that is a sporting precinct that's had no money invested in it. Looking at Queen Elizabeth Park and how we can make that one of those centres where families want to go to, like Patton Park and Sturt Park. And then looking at Argent Street about putting the banners and poles up, looking at our lighting in Argent Street and making sure we get it right for all our community. So that's what the money is for. And so can I say, please make sure, for anybody listening, if you have some ideas, let us know. Thanks for that. Matt Barans, who foots the bill if one of the dead or dying trees around town land on somebody? Okay, so if they land on somebody or on a house, look, I'm going to have to get the risk management office to get back to us with an answer. Our staff are really trying to manage those trees, and if you see one that actually is at risk, please contact us straight away. It's a big issue, and but I'll check with the risk management and we'll send you a message back. Thanks for that question, an important one. Judy Coombe. I've noticed that the new gym equipment at Sturt Park would like to know if council intends to put more senior-friendly equipment in. The ones at Picton Oval are the types that I'm asking about. Judy, thank you for that question. I've seen that equipment. I've seen the step up, something I'll never be able to achieve except probably sit on. The staff, I've spoken to the staff, and yes, there'll be more equipment like that at Picton Oval, and that will be at the other corners of the park as well. So it's important that when we look at this activity, it's not just about one age group, and it's important for Broken Hill when we look at getting our over 60s, including myself, moving, that we have the equipment there that is accessible for everyone. So Judy, that equipment is coming. I know I spoke to some of the volunteers at Picton Oval on the weekend, and they're loving how many people are using the equipment there. So in the meantime, take the extra time to go there, but enjoy walking around Sturt Park, and we'll get that rest of the equipment soon. So thank you for that. Tom Kennedy, do these questions get answered? Yes, they do. Sometimes if we don't like the risk management, we don't have the right answers, we send it back and we get extra answers for everyone, but they all get answered on here, and otherwise we respond offline. Thank you for that, Tom. Jenny Robertson, can council request residents to secure iron to fences and old sheds? I see iron hanging off fences with just 1 or 2 nails. What is our duty of care to other residents so that during storms, when iron is not flying off fencing into other people's yards? Thank you. Really important question. Can I say, if you see something that you think there is a risk to the community, if you're concerned about a neighbour's iron being loose, or there's an old house next to you, and particularly some houses still haven't had their roofs done, please ring our rangers, ring council. We'll get our rangers to go out and have a look, and they will contact the owners to make sure they're secured. So thank you for that. Ring council, we'll get our rangers onto it and go out. Make sure you have the address so we know what exactly you're talking about. Bianca Higgins, why has there been no prior warning of the multi-bin changes? After 10 years of using 2 bins, which have been purchased through council, we're now being told no. Maybe this would have been welcomed if our extra bins were replaced with recycling bins to reduce household waste and improve the environment. How do you expect to police who has paid their $282 per bin per year? Will the rubbish man have his little black book with him scrolling through? Firstly, thank you for that. This isn't a new policy, it's actually an old policy, in that, I think council's now looking at how we manage our waste better. We realise that a lot of people are putting out more than 1, sometimes 3 bins at a time. We have 2 bin system. We have our normal waste and we have our green waste. So, at this stage, we're asking you to put out your normal waste bin and your green waste bin and your alternate week. The other part is when council sold bins to people, for a lot of people we thought it was for mulching or for other things, your own compost bin, but at this stage we have to go back to what our legislation is. Any problems, give us a call. You can talk to our council staff. How do we police it? The council staff have an online system and they manage that quite well, and we're just going to give time for people to adapt. I know it was good during the COVID that we were putting 2 bins out at once, and that was when we were putting our green bin and our normal waste bin out, but we've got to go back and we've got to manage this better, and it's our responsibility. Everybody endorsed our sustainability policy, and that's what we're working towards. Bree Hill, when does the library open to full services? And I walk the central north area most nights. I report 1 or 2 faulty streetlights most nights on these streets. When will Iodide Street lighting be upgraded due to heavy traffic? So we're hoping that mid-June we'll be opening the library to full capacity, but it'll be very different. We've got to put in a lot of regulations. Some we're a bit concerned how we will actually put in. In the meantime, our Outback Library services have started this week, and we can still do the online. When they said they would open libraries, they really didn't think what a small library would look like. There is regulations about how many can come in. There's regulations about people touching books. They have to be put away and sanitised over time. We've got to think about how we manage our kids section. I have older relatives that volunteer at the library. They can't wait to get back. But we've got to make sure we get it safe for you, and we've also got to make sure we meet the regulations that the government has set. So the staff are aiming for mid-June. I know that there will be a lot of people happy about that. But there will be some changes, and we'll just have to monitor that. Hi Thelma James, the city toilets are in a terrible state. There's only 1 soap dispenser, no paper towels, no sanitisers and no sanitizer wipes. The lights in the toilets are not on, and it's quite a disgrace as the best of times, but in a pandemic it's shocking. I understand these complaints, Thelma, have already been passed on and we're looking at them, but I'm really sorry you've had a bad experience. I know that our toilets are very old, they're in a poor condition, they haven't been upgraded. I think our main toilet in the centre of town probably hasn't been upgraded since it's been built. I know with our staff they're trying to deep clean quite often, and that a lot of people in the toilet paper challenge and the sanitizer were taking a lot of our products. I hope we improve. We got the message, but also we've got your complaints, so we're managing that. Hi, John Houseman. Why is she so happy? John, really? I'm the Mayor of Broken Hill. Of course I'm happy, but there's lots to be happy about, and at the moment I would say the fact that our community responded so well to the coronavirus. Our community stayed safe, they stayed inside. We had 2 cases that didn't have to be hospitalised. We have the most incredible place to live in. We have an opportunity as people start to move and the coronavirus settles for our tourists. We know for the next 2 years people won't be travelling overseas. We have invested in a campaign to bring people to Broken Hill and the Outback, and we know the small businesses are ready. And for those losses that we've had in the beginning of the year, we believe there'll be a make-up with the amount of people that will do internal travel. Our council is investing for the future, and we're part of that plan.